What's up, YouTube? I'm the One True Coop, and today we're going to look at some battles featuring Persian. This Pokemon is one of my all-time favorites. I love Persian, especially now that they've fixed the atrocity that was the Diamond and Pearl era, the transition from the sprite work into the 3D model. It just destroyed Persian. It's just horrible, awful. But now Persian looks great, and unfortunately it's not great in Pokemon Go. It is ranked, I believe, 743rd on PVPoke, with good reason. It has access to only the quick moves Feint Attack and Scratch, where they're both bad, but Feint Attack is a little bit less bad. Problem is, Persian gets no access to good charge moves that have same type attack bonus. I guess that would be like Body Slam or Hyper Beam maybe. So yeah, not really able to do much, which is why I've paired it up with Medicham and Registeel, a very meta core. Hopefully they'll be able to help carry us through. So we're gonna try it out, and I have 5 battles and 1 additional battle just because it's fun. And these kind of go pretty quick because, well, I'm basically just playing with 2 Pokemon. So we've got Blizzaga on the lead, you know, great Medicham. I think my Medicham is ranked 6th, I can't remember. And then we have Registeel, who is ranked very, very low. I have a horrible IVs on my Registeel because I didn't know about PvP IVs. PvP IVs whenever I built that Registeel. I didn't know about that stuff. I just built it, and I was playing in the Great League, and then I was like, I want to try to get better at this stuff, and I was like, oh my god, this Registeel's horrible. So anyways, I think let's get into the battles. Alright, so hopping into the first match, we lead Medicham into Noctowl, so not a great lead, but at least with Ice Punch, we can still kind of hit back for some decent damage here. Overall, Noctowl, you know, I try to catch the Sky Attack there, and not successful, so we have to take a Shadow Ball. But even with bad IVs, Registeel can take a Shadow Ball or 3. They come in here with a Sableye, and I'm not sure if the opponent knows this, but even with bad IVs, I can throw a Zap Cannon, and if they try to farm me down or they don't want to throw a foul play, if they're trying to over-farm here, I mean, I make it to another Focus Blast, just barely. So they're going to have to give me a shield or lose switch advantage, and they decide to give me the shield. So I'll probably come in here with Persian to get an energy lead, but I will have to take a foul play, which, you know, Persian, for being very, very not great, it still can take a foul play okay, but not a Sky Attack too. So we're going to put up a shield here and go for this Night Slash. Now you might be thinking, wow, that Noctowl is already in the red. I bet this will knock it out. No, it won't. We get another Feint Attack, so that'll do it. And then they're going to come in with, I believe they come in with their own Registeel, yeah. So at this point, Persian's not really going to be doing a whole lot. I'm not going to use a shield on Persian. I'm going to throw off a Night Slash for some chip damage, and they'll have to throw a Focus Blast to get rid of it. So my Persian is named Alice after my own cat. There's not a joke for that one, if you were wondering what that is about. So here they're going to throw this Focus Blast, and I can just shield and farm, or I can just counter all the way down. So they try to make a catch on Sableye. I guess they thought I might throw a charge move, but in that situation, you just want to counter all the way down, because if you throw a charge move, you're potentially going to give them some additional energy. We lead into an Aurorus. Aurorus is a really cool pick. I actually ended up getting the rank 2 Aurorus for Great League over the Adventure Week, so I'm going to probably showcase that eventually when Great League comes back. They switch out and throw in a Medicham, and this is okay. This is where I want to see Medicham here. So I think they're going to try to throw the Ice Punch before I make another Psychic. Unfortunately, what they don't realize is my Medicham can take that with 1 HP and survive to throw my own Psychic. Now they will actually live with 1 HP themselves. So I'll just come in with Registeel and get that 1 lock-on down. And they're going to come in with their own Registeel. So now at this point, this game is pretty much over for them as long as I don't make a bad mistake. And I make a very risky play here. I catch on the Persian to try and soak up this damage. And they actually end up throwing the Zap Cannon, which is not good for them. I guess they were trying to get a debuff on my Registeel, hoping it wouldn't be able to win if it was debuffed, but that is not the case. So they switch back in the Auroras, and the Weather Ball will take out Persian. I'm not going to shield Persian here. We're just going to bring in Registeel, and I think they know this game's over, because I'm going to go for this Focus Blast, and yeah, they don't even shield. They come with the Registeel, they throw a couple lock-ons, and then they just forfeit. They concede the match. So good game there. The next game, this one's pretty tricky. We lead Medicham into Registeel. I think I misplayed this a little bit. I maybe should have stayed in, and they try to get a Zap Cannon catch on Azumarill, or from Azumarill onto the Trevenant, which is whatever. I would have thrown a Zap Cannon against the Trevenant anyways, so I don't really know what they were going for there, but they're going to throw off this Shadow Ball, and we will survive and make it to another Zap Cannon. I'm thinking they're going to shield, and if they do, that's good for me, because Persian, according to PVPoke, only wins 3 matchups in neutral shield situations against the main meta, and Trevenant is one of those 3. The other, I think, is Noctowl somehow, and I don't remember what the third one is. Probably wasn't very relevant. So we're going to go ahead and just Feint Attack down that Trevenant, and then they've come in with an Ariados. So Ariados, not really something this team's going to be able to deal with at this point. Medicham's going to be taking super effective damage from the lunges. Now maybe I should have shielded here and got off another Night Slash, but I'm thinking I want to save the shields for the lunges because they're super effective, but I wasn't considering the debuff, which is going to make it impossible for me to win this game. Even with 2 shields up, that Azumarill is going to be able to just close this game out. So even with the debuff, I do take out the Ariados, but they come back in with the Azumarill, and I'm going to have to put up a shield here. And I get baited with the Ice Beam, so they might not even be running Play Rough, but I have to respect it. And so I'm going to throw this Psychic, and this damage, it's just nothing. So I think at this point I go ahead and concede. Or maybe I don't. I guess I don't. But I don't shield. I should have just conceded. In that situation, I have no win condition. That game's over. So just playing it out is kind of silly. I think I should have stayed in with Registeel or with Medicham and thrown a couple Psychics to begin with, and then just lost the lead. That might have been a win condition for me there. So this match is kind of weird. They start off with a double, and they do not switch out. And so I'm thinking they probably are very weak to Medicham in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and take the payback. And here I might have misplayed a little bit. I throw an Ice Punch thinking it might KO. And no, Ice Punch is not a very strong move. So I'll go ahead and shield up here because I want to preserve some health on Medicham for whatever they've got back there. Excuse me. They come in with Lantern. So I'm just going to throw the Psychic and dip into Registeel. And I believe they're going to start throwing off these Surfs. I'm just going to let them go through. I've got really no reason not to. I'm thinking Medicham will be able to clear this game off once I get rid of this Lantern. And Persian may just be able to do it. So I'll throw the Zap Cannon here. I think this game, they might have had, what was it? Abomasnow. It was an Abomasnow in the back. So they're going to have to throw... I'm not sure if that was a CMP that got triggered, but either way, I will just barely survive that Energy Ball, and I'll throw this Zap Cannon because I know they're going to shield, 1, and 2, I want the debuff. and I actually end up getting it, which is not a huge deal, but it's pretty nice. So I'm just going to come in with Persian here and look to throw out some of those Night Slashes. I don't really know what that was. I think the opponent maybe thought I was going to come in with Medicham and throw a charge move immediately, but no, I wasn't going to do that. So I just come in with Persian, and we're going to throw off some Night Slashes, and we're not going to be shielding this Persian here. I do get the boost, so maybe in hindsight I should have just shielded. No, I do shield actually. I do shield because I wanna show off some Persian footage, and they're actually at the back-to-back. So CMP gets triggered there, and of course Persian loses. So that's gonna be it for Persian there. But fortunately, they're not gonna be able to make it to the Weather Ball. That last counter KO'd them right when they made it to the Weather Ball. So that's a good game there. This game's kind of tricky. I lead Medicham into Wall Rain, and they end up switching into Dedenne. And Persian can't really do anything here, so I'm thinking maybe Medicham into Registeel might be better. And unfortunately, this is just kind of a tough game. I end up losing this one. I'm sorry for the spoiler, but I just end up getting outplayed here. I get countered with this Dedenne, which is an awesome pick. I really want to build a Dedenne, but I don't have one yet that's good enough IVs to justify building it yet. So I do end up throwing the Zap Cannon. It's not very effective. I'm only going to be able to do resisted damage in this matchup. In fact, across the board with this Dedenne, I'm only throwing resisted damage with Registeel and Persian. My counter is resisted. My Ice Punch and my Psychic are my only two moves here, and they come in with a Venusaur. And here, I'm regretting not throwing the Psychic because they actually end up no shielding this. I don't know if they were trying to call a bait or what, but if they were, then they did. I honestly just thought going for Ice Punch was probably optimal here, but if I had thrown the Psychic, I may have been able to win this game. So I come in with Persian to soak up a Frenzy Plant, and I think they end up getting to the second Frenzy Plant before I get the complete Feint Attack down. So bye-bye Persian, and I'll come back in with Medicham, and I'm just going to counter down all the way, but I will have to give up his shield, and I think at this point this game's just over. They're going to come in with a Wall Rain, and my win condition here is to bait with an Ice Punch, and then for the Psychic, but I go ahead and just full send the Psychic, and they throw in the Dedenne. They catch it on the Dedenne, which is just, hats off to the player. That was a great move, and I actually have no ability to win now. They're going to throw the Earthquake just for good measure. I think Icicle Spear probably would have done it from here, but they're going to go for that. So that was a set. It was a 3-2. I had another 3-2, a 2-3, and a 0. So this match has a fun little treat for you. We lead into an Altaria. And they try to catch. I was expecting to catch because usually if they stay in with an Altaria against Medicham, they're going to try to catch that Ice Punch. So I'm patient, and I throw a Psychic here to get a shield. That could have been an Ice Punch bait, but I generally, I played a little too safe maybe. So they come in with Lantern. I'm going to come with Registeel and just start throwing out some Zap Cannons, because even if they go double Thunderbolt here, I'll still survive. And they'll have to throw another Surf if they want to get rid of me before I make it to another Thunderbolt, I think. Or to a Zap Cannon, excuse me. I think it's going to be really close, but I think they're going to have to. Yeah, they're going to have to for sure. So they end up throwing that Surf. I actually shield here, hoping to get off this Focus Blast, because I have a 2-0 shield advantage, and I want to keep alignment. Just kidding. I'm going to come with Persian, and I thought I would be able to get the full Feint Attack down, but just a little bit off there, and we eat a Thunderbolt, which is not too bad. Again, Persian's not horribly unbulky, but this is what's cool is I make it to the Play Rough, and we actually get to see Persian do some pretty ballistic damage here. It doesn't even one-hit KO. I mean, Altaria's maybe kind of bulky, I'm not sure, but we almost get to take out the Altaria with a Play Rough. And right here, I'm just going to throw the Ice Punch and go ahead and take out this Altaria before they make it to a Sky Attack. And in the back, they have Poliwrath. So, Psychic from this range. And I wasn't counting very well. This could not have been anything but a power-up punch, but I'm still learning. I'm still getting better at the game. So I built the Psychic, and it's not enough to KO, but just one more counter will do it. And that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I really enjoyed playing Persian and being able to win. Unfortunately, when you do a feature like this, it's really hard to show off the Pokemon that you're featuring because it's just so bad. It's just really hard to even find a way to make something happen with that Pokemon. So the play rough on the Altaria, pretty much the highlight of this video and the highlight of those battles. I do have 2 bonus battles in the Discord, so if you want to check those out, go ahead and join the Discord and check out the bonus battle channel. I try to upload a Go Battle League video at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. Still figuring out the schedule, but thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, if you liked the Persian, go down there, give me a like. If you think that there's a better cat in Pokemon, why don't you go down there in the comments and tell me which one it is, and we'll have a little discussion about that. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.